Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome to VYAPT's Growth Series. Pandemic, recession, depression, and what all. The world is reeling with a lot of fear, uncertainty, and threat. We were never so insecure than we are today. This insecurity has hit so hard our belief system that we need a beacon to ensure the spirit of humanity grows in these testing times and hope flourishes before the opportunity kicks in. The world needs hope and love more than it's ever needed, and it's our collective responsibility to instill hope for collective pride, a hope for a better world. In this regard, this growth series is a small initiative by VYAPT, and today we have with us a dreamer, an enthusiast, and passionate sportsman. Let's welcome Mr. Shaji Prabhakaran, President of Delhi Football Association. Saji, with over 2 decades of experience, has been instrumental in shaping football at national and international levels.
Thank
Welcome.
you, Pankaj, for having me in your growth series, and it's a pleasure for me to be part of your initiative. And my best wishes to you, and I'm sure your growth series will encourage more people to be part of football.
Thank you so much. So we start with our first curiosity. How do we see the future of football in India and what are its growth prospects?
The future of Indian football is certainly very bright. It has a huge potential to grow in every aspect of football, whether it is at the grassroots level, because we need more participation there, and this participation is growing. But this will have, say, 20 to 30 million children playing in the at this grassroots level in another 5 years time, which is going to be big. And in 10 years time, we will have to have 50 million to 60 million children playing at the base of the pyramid. And when it comes to the professional level, this is growing big. Again, a lot of investment is coming to football through different initiatives. A lot of corporates are investing into it. The government is investing into it. The state government is investing into it. FIFA, the governing body of football, has a keen interest towards Indian football. They also putting their resources, their expertise into Indian football. Likewise, Asian Football Confederation is also keenly looking towards Indian football, and they are extending their expertise for the growth of football. Whether it is women's football, whether it is football linked infrastructure, whether the elite player development, whether the properties, leagues, all are going to grow. India is going to host FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup in 2021. That's from 17th February. That's a big event for India to host. And then in 2022, India is going to host AFC Women's Cup, in India for the second time, and this is a huge opportunity, a platform for women's football in India, and that would encourage more women's participation into Indian football, and it will also bring more investment towards women's football in India. So overall, what I have to say is the future is bright. This football industry will grow, more than 25% year on year, and what we are right now, it will be a tenfold increase in 10 years. That's what I see.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, this was a fruitful insight, in fact, that we are seeing a lot of things happening and we are really excited about it. My second curiosity comes from the first one itself. So, how do you see private investment in football in India for its commercial viability? And what are the opportunities for creating employment?
See, we have to we get encouraged because football will have a great opportunity, and it is going to be a great platform for investment and be part of this industry overall. Like the Reliance industry, they are right now the biggest investor in Indian football. They have the rights for Indian football for another 5 years to go till 2025. They started this journey with Indian football since 2010, and in last 6 7 years, Indian football might have received approximately more than 5,000 crore of investment in various aspects of football. And I see that this 5,000 will become 50,000 crore investment in another 10 years time. That's the scale of growth it will have, and whether it is football infrastructure, it would require massive investment where the government might come up with a policy to give certain tax relief, certain concessions to investor, where they would like to build infrastructure through private public private partnership. And so we will see certain infrastructure getting revitalized to make it more business friendly and attract investment into sports and also football. And whether it is grassroots, we would require more and more investment there, and there is a great business opportunity. And in terms of player development, where in India still the players are not commanding the transfer value because this is still not taken up as an industry. There a lot of opportunity lies where the clubs will be investing huge sum through corporate partnership to produce develop elite players, and they will command 6 digit 7 digit transfer value, which would, and they might also go to European market. And that kind of potential we have. What it requires is more investment into it. And women's football definitely, because of its values to what it will give it to the society as a whole, also has a great opportunity where we need massive investment. The women's football, and also whether it is clubs, starting of new clubs, whether launching new leagues, launching new properties in football, because every state in India is bigger than many of the countries in Europe, and we all these states, if they start improving, putting the right structure, it can attract more than 5,000 crore in each of the state football. That kind of investment would be required. What we would require is to build a lot of collaboration between the government, the corporates, and football stakeholders, and that would also open up. And as far as job opportunities are concerned, football industry will be able to provide massive employment opportunities, whether it is a coach, whether in the management side, whether it is on the broadcasting side or the digital side of things, whether it is on the sports science areas, where sports medicine, the training aspect, the nutrition aspect, and equipment aspect, and there are going to be huge opportunities coming towards football industry, and it will open up, because right now it is at a very infancy stage, but in 5 years time, football industry will be very big in India.
Wonderful. In fact, you rightly talked about that the football in India is going to be very big. We already have a lot of crazy fans of football in India, and I can foresee if the players, if the Indian players of Indian football team become so big and better in terms of ranking, in terms of world football, I can understand what kind of craze we are going to have of football in India. and that made me really very optimistic about it. And my third question, or in fact third curiosity, has to do a little more about the kind of it impacting culture. So how do you see the growth of football impacting culture, positive health, and well-being of people?
Well, that's fundamental for me because if football is not impacting the culture, social fabrics, health, uh, economy, then we are not doing the right things. Therefore, what I think is football on the whole will significantly impact the culture, the health aspect, the economy, and also social fabrics in a great way because when I'm talking about enlarging the participation base at the grassroots level, at the bottom of the pyramid, everyone doesn't become players. If a million is playing, then maximum 10 or 20 might become a professional player, and the rest of them have to be part of football for life, and that is the environment we need to create. So what we require is how football can be seen as a vehicle where it tackles health issues in India, develops positive health, well-being, and also plays a role as a social integration, harmony, tolerance, and then it also will create economic opportunities. So therefore, on the whole, football can play a big role, and it has to play a big role. And if we are not, putting the structure in that way, we are only thinking about football and producing players, we might not achieve anything. Even we might not produce players. So therefore, we need to have a very holistic program, and that is quite possible because what it is required is, as I again come back on a collaboration side, the football association, federations, clubs all have to work very closely with the government, policy makers, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Sports Ministry, Ministry of Social Development, Women and Child Development. So there are all these ministries can play a big role, and they will see value in football because what we have to see is that how we can reduce health budget of the country by investing in football, and that we can do it. How we can create economic opportunities if we can produce through football, if we have more fit citizen, because India now government is pushing fit India movement, and football can be the best platform to kind of push that and to see what is a holistic benefit coming out of the whole system. And the culture wise is very important because when you are part of football, you will always be constructive, you will always be productive, and you will be able to see in life everything with a positive side, like you will be able to handle your failures better. You will know why I'm failing, but I can succeed in life. That is what we need to build through football, and we can do it. It's only matter is how we build the structure and how we collaborate with everyone and implement in a way whereby we can achieve these values through football.
So profound perspectives. You rightly talked about that the football improving the wellness of India, and also many other countries, who would like to probably come up as we progress. I mean, the kind of football we have in India as well as in Asia, and I'm sure the world is looking towards India as a new global football hub. Uh, Apart from this, if I have to ask you, my fourth curiosity is about you as a person. So if I talk of Saji, I found him to be a dreamer. So what's your dream?
Oh, whatever I am today because of football, and it's all about having that dream, and it is dream is about challenging yourself, and that is what I have done. I have chosen a path which, when I was growing up, I was not sure, how I'll reach there. But then having a dream is absolutely necessary for everyone, anyone, who wants to achieve things, who want to do things for community, for the country. You have to dream, and don't think about your own self, but a larger issues. And for me, my dream is to see Indian football at a global level, and be dominating the world football. But before that, we have to reach and play in the World Cup, and that's one of the biggest dreams I have. How we can take India to World Cup, and I'm really fortunate that I got opportunity, to put my own way, to see that the game is growing, and that is what gives me energy, gives me motivation, and this dream is not about one aspect of my life. No, this dream is about the game, and that is my biggest passion in my life, and this is my life. Yeah. So therefore, I am trying to follow each and every day and each and every movement that, and I'm really encouraged, because this is moving forward, and I see lot many people are investing into the game. So therefore I get encouraged, further encouraged, and I always feel like satisfied in a way to see that it is not me alone who is dreaming. Yeah. But what I am trying to do is that something which was not easy, yeah, something was very challenging, and it is still challenging. Whatever the struggles you have gone through or still going through, but you hardly feel on those struggles, those hurdles. You all, because you want to see your country progress, you want to see the game moves forward, and how you are engaged, and what you are trying to do, and with all honesty, with all integrity, and with ethics, we are trying to do that. And I'm really fortunate to be fall in love with this game, and this is a marriage which will never have a divorce for me, and I would like to make our country proud, and football proud, and and create aspiration in the system, because everyone should start dreaming, and we can definitely achieve something in life, and for bigger and larger community. That is what is very important, and I'm really very grateful to the people who have helped me, who have supported me in my journey, and it's been a battle, and this will continue to be my battle, and that's what it is.
So here, we had Mr. Passionate Prabhakaran, or Mr. Passionate Saji Prabhakaran, who talked about growth aspect of football in India is great. Now it's just a matter of time before we see a flourished game of football in India at the global stage. Thank you so much, Mr. Saji, for being with us. It's been great interacting with you.
Thank you, Pankaj. My best wishes.
Thank you.